So, we've all heard the term passive income, right? And let's be honest, it can sound a little complicated, maybe even something that's not for you. But what if we looked at it a different way? Let's just forget the spreadsheets and the confusing charts for a second. Instead, think about it like you're planting a garden.
I mean, this is the dream, isn't it? This is the whole point. Having something that grows for you, even when you're not actively working on it. It's not about magic, it's about setting up smart systems that just work, creating your own little financial ecosystem that can thrive on its own.
And that's the million-dollar question. It's one thing to dream about the harvest, but how in the world do you actually get started? Well, that's exactly what we're going to walk through. We're going to use this garden idea to map everything out, from getting the soil ready all the way to, enjoying the rewards.
So let's just officially call this what it is, your financial garden. Because think about it, just like with a real garden, you can't just throw some seeds on the dirt and expect a feast, right? No way. It takes prep work, it takes a plan, and yeah, it takes some patience. Thinking of it this way makes the whole thing feel so much more doable.
And this right here is the fundamental difference. Your paycheck, that's kind of like going to someone else's orchard and getting paid to pick their fruit for a day. You work, you get paid. Simple. But passive income, that's about planting your own tree. Yeah, it's work up front, but once that tree is grown, it produces fruit for you, season after season. Okay, so before we even think about what seeds to buy, we have to start with the most important part of any garden, the soil. And in our financial garden, the soil, that's your mindset. I'm telling you, if you get this part right, everything else actually has a fighting chance to grow.
It sounds so basic, I know, but this is the one step almost everyone skips. We get all excited and we rush to buy a stock or check out a property without ever working on our own internal environment. But a healthy, fertile mindset is the foundation for all of this. So let's break down what that really means.
So, getting your mental soil ready is a two-step deal. First, you've got to pull the weeds. Those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs like, oh, I don't have enough money to start, or the fear of messing up. You got to get those out. Then you add the good stuff, the nutrients, curiosity to keep learning, the discipline to actually stick to your plan, and maybe the hardest one, the patience to just let it grow.
All right, our soil's prepped. It's feeling good. Now comes the exciting part, actually planting the seeds. And in our garden, these seeds, they're the actual assets, the different kinds of income streams you can start to grow. Let's take a look at the main varieties.
This chart breaks it down perfectly. You've got your money trees. Think of these as your stocks and bonds. They grow slow and steady, compounding over time. Then you have your orchards, which are like rental properties. A lot of effort to get them started, for sure, but they can pay you back for years. And finally, flowers. These are things like digital products, ebooks, online courses. They can be created once and then kind of sell themselves, blooming really quickly if you do it right.
And here's the #1 rule every good gardener knows. You don't just plant one thing. You have to diversify. It's just too risky to put all your hopes in one crop. A big storm could wipe out all your flowers. Pests could get your whole orchard. A mix of money trees, orchards, and flowers means that even if one part of your garden is having a tough season, the rest of it can keep on thriving.
So planting the seeds is a huge step, but the journey is far from over. A great garden needs constant care. It needs attention. And you've got to be ready to handle the challenges that are, believe me, definitely going to pop up.
Let's just be real for a second. You are going to face setbacks, and that's okay. It is not a sign that you failed. It's just a totally normal part of the process. Expecting a perfectly smooth ride to financial freedom is like expecting a garden with no bad weather and no weeds. It doesn't exist. And here's what those problems look like in the financial world. You've got pests, which are those scams and terrible investments just waiting to eat up your money. You've got droughts, those long market downturns where it feels like absolutely nothing is growing. And then there are the weeds, those super tempting get-rich-quick schemes that can choke out all your real healthy plants.
But here's the good news. You're not helpless. You've got tools to fight back. Doing your homework, your research, that's your pesticide. It protects you from the bad deals. Reinvesting what you earn, that's like watering your plants. It's the secret sauce for growth. And pruning, being willing to sell off things that aren't working anymore, that keeps the whole garden healthy.
So after all this work, prepping the soil, planting the seeds, tending the garden, we finally get to the best part, the harvest. And let me tell you, the harvest is about so much more than just having more money in the bank.
And if you can get this, it changes everything. If we only focus on the dollar signs, we might totally miss the real prize. We'll forget the whole reason we even started this garden in the first place.
That's it. That is the true harvest. Freedom. The freedom to choose how you spend your days and who you spend them with. The freedom to break that link between trading your time directly for money. That's the goal.
And this freedom isn't just an abstract idea, it's real. It's the stability to not panic when life throws you a curveball. It's the flexibility to maybe change your career or take some time off. It's having the capacity to help others more. It's about having options, having the power to design a life that truly matters to you, not one that's just about paying the bills.
So we've walked through the whole process, from a patch of dirt to a full harvest. Now the only question that really matters is this one, the one that brings it all back to you. It doesn't have to be some massive, life-changing decision today, just one small seed, one deliberate step. So, what's the first seed you're going to plant?